Hello everyone, Kevvl here once again, bringing you, Actually, I have nothing to say about this little title sequence, except that Kirby's face looks really funny. But this is Let's Play Kirby's Adventure, Level 6, Orange Ocean. For some reason, always was my least favorite level back in the day, although now that I think about it, it's really the Yogurt Yard that seems the most bland to me. Orange Ocean's actually pretty clever, come to think of it. I think I just don't like one of the levels, as we'll see later. This is a very interesting setup here, because it's just a normal boss fight, but the water there adds a whole new dynamic. By which I mean, it makes a Kirby game slightly less than extremely easy, because Kirby games aren't exactly the hardest games in the world. Anything with a pink puffball as the main character can't possibly be that bad. But killing this turtle man gives you got really two options for it aside from using weapons. You can either hit him with a little tiny stream of water, as Kirby does when he's underwater, which it'll work, I guess, but not that well. It takes about one little bit of damage off of him. I guess you can use it for a few free hits here and there, but at this close a range, you're bound to get smacked every so often. Best thing to do is to just grab your floating brain monsters and then lift up just enough so you can fly it at them. If you're underwater, the star has literally no momentum and will fall and explode. Also, of course, make sure you start inhaling while you're above the water, otherwise you'll lose your throw power-up, and no one wants to lose their throw power-up. Also don't want to miss out on throwing that guy, because then I get my one-up. Which I almost smacked into him with my puffball. Don't want that either. Okay, now this next segment is a bit tricky if you don't do it right. I've done it once before. I came in here with the throw power-up, wasn't sure what I was doing, and managed to get it, but this time I seem to not be able to. How I did it once was I grabbed my little ball and threw it down there, and it actually destroyed it, but this time it doesn't seem to be working. Okay, I know this is possible. I just need to aim. There we go! Yeah, the first time I did it was completely by accident. I think you're supposed to have hammer or, like, stone for that, but if it's possible with throw, just barely. Probably not the best thing you can do, but it works. And I do apologize for the jump cut. I try to prefer to make things 100% normal run-through, but... Whoa! For proof of concept there, I had to get that done. And besides, we're almost at the end anyway. And it's a Kirby game anyway, so... You're always almost at the end. The levels are extremely tiny, and there goes my throw power-up, unfortunately. I can still throw double stars, no problem. In case you're wondering, Fat Kirby cannot fly. Why anyone would need to wonder that is beyond me. It doesn't really seem like he would be able to. Yo, whoa! Sorry, I meant swim. Fat Kirby cannot swim. He's, not quite as buoyant as you'd think, although, as I said in my last video about density, you can kind of understand that, you know? At some point, Kirby's just going to become so dense that he can no longer swim or float, and I guess that would prevent a supermassive black hole, because he wouldn't be able to eat anything at that point. Wheelie power-up in the museum, nothing useful. Of course, technically, I guess, if he were to stay in, say, Vegetable Valley and just eat everything, he wouldn't die, because the Waddle Dees just keep coming. I mean, Kirby's got nothing to worry about in terms of food shortages. Oh yeah, and that hurts you if you try and do that. But there's a little soda pop there, so you're good to go. Stone and a one-up. Stone, one of the more useless power-ups, but we can make use of it shortly, assuming we can even make it past here. The stupid Kaboo, I guess he's just gonna spaz down that corner there. Guess I really blew a fuse on that one. Yep. And through these doors here. Now, on my practice run through here, I completely forgot you needed the stone, and since it's a useless power-up, I ignored it entirely. And then I spent about 10 minutes trying to get those Sparkies to line up so that I could get a possible mix, such that I could just maybe get myself a stone without backtracking. Not the best of ideas. I can assure you it did not work at all. Whoops, and I guess we're getting rid of the stone because it's kind of useless anyway. No longer need that. And that was poorly planned. But I'm good. And that was well planned. Have I shown off the spike yet? I don't think I have, but it's not inhaling. Come on. Can it even inhale in that situation? Come on now. Are you gonna stop? Okay, well that's the spike power-up, in case you were wondering. And real quick, here's a UFO. Might as well grab that. Oh yeah, I forgot, you can also destroy those Maxim tomatoes. Not like I really needed it. I'm on extra mode health, I'm good to go. Whoa! Oh, there goes UFO. And it's into the oblivion. But we're almost at the end of the level anyway, so it's not like it matters. See, we're right there. I would have lost the UFO worst case scenario anyway. In before Lonely Island boat jokes. This is that level that I, for some reason, didn't like until recently. I went through it again and I was like, wow, when I was a 7-year-old, I was dumb because the solution is actually pretty simple. I don't know why I didn't like this level. As it turns out, it's, as most Kirby things, pretty linear and straightforward. You just kill bonkers, miss, obviously. Can I inhale that? No, I can't, of course not. Why would I be able to inhale that? Whoa! Why would I be able to inhale that cutter from way over there? Sir Kevvl has more pride than that. Yeah, give me the peanut. Thank you. Or, actually, it's a coconut. I always thought it was a peanut, but it's a coconut. Right then. You want to break this here. I got that part always. And then I would spend hours at this point going through doors, but it's really not that hard. Right where you explode the bomb, there is a little door there. And a 1-up that I guess I'm not getting. I wonder if I can maybe try and get that again. Because it is possible. I can just... There we go. Swim down from the start. Good to go. Kill that thing. Go through that really odd patch. It's a door. Get a laser beam. And here's where I always got confused, because underwater fuse, fireball. I spent hours trying to figure out where the switch to make the water go away is. It wasn't until much later that I figured out laser will light a fuse for some reason, and laser also goes through water, even though you can't shoot it in water. So yeah. But then again, I was 7, so it wasn't that, like, amazing. This would always be the one level that I never completed. Every other level, it'd be like a 98% run. Oh, okay, I guess that's going away. Laser kind of sucks anyway. That's actually the wrong direction. Always with the making things more difficult than they really are. Oh. Thankfully, this level is, overall, pretty short compared to the others. I think the complete exit will be right past the warp star. And where will this take us next? Into the nope, failing. Into the gigantic palm tree. I think that was the closest Kirby's come to actually escaping this terrible place yet. You'll get it one day, Kirby, don't worry. Oops. And let's just slam through everything with strategy, as it would be called. Hey, speaking of strategy, 2 out of 10, or out of 7. I suppose saying a 2 out of 10 would be kind of sad because that's like a very low rating, when I actually did pretty decently. Alright, a 4 up. Now I do have to go grab something real quick, so I will be right back. Alright, we are back. I needed to grab myself the beam power-up. It's pretty much the only thing that'll give me the range I need. At least I think this is what I want. We're starting to get into those levels that I'm not 100% sure of myself on. 99%. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's a freaking Kirby game. It's not that complicated. So I need that. And 3 up. Don't mind if I do. Plus, I should also be able to get the other one up over here. If I can just kind of swim underneath carefully. Yeah, that'll come right for me. And that's 4 in one room. Now, as it turns out, YouTube commenter told me about the interesting naming of Grape Garden, and the reason they did that, according to the YouTuber, is that all of the levels, their names are Roy G. Biv, the colors of the rainbow for those not in the know, backwards. So you start out with Vegetable Valley, the equivalent of violet, and in the Warp Star zones, those are actually the color of the zone itself, so the zone's background is violet. Why the heck didn't I grab a parasol for this? Oh gosh, I guess because I can dodge bullets and take lots of damage. So you start out with Vegetable Valley, you go on to what is it, Ice Cream Island, and that's all comes together at the very last level, which I believe is Rainbow Road or something along those lines. So I can't believe I didn't notice that, because that's actually pretty darn obvious that the levels would be that. What'd I miss? Excuse me, what did I miss? Aha! I think I remember now. And I can't believe I missed this. It's almost obviously a door. There we go. Unlocking the egg catcher game. Right then. Where was I? Oh right, I was doing the egg catcher game. Probably the only one I would like to keep on screen, because this one's pretty darn fun. If not extremely difficult, especially when he's going mad. Man, he gets a lot stronger in the harder levels. Or a lot harder on the harder levels, I should say. It's not really the strength of his shot that's much different. What's in this? Let's find out. This is, oh, that lion thing. It's so obscure, I never remember that guy was up here. Yep. Why don't you slam into the ceiling for me? Thank you! One thing I don't like about this lion is that it does take a very long time to actually kill him, because he doesn't like to jump at you very much. Although he seems to be more prone to it when you're in the air. Because obviously he's not going to try and scratch you if you're way up there. And we're on to level 5, which is ice for some reason. I guess the Orange Ocean is at the North Pole. Personally, I don't really understand it. But these ice things seem to be a lot stronger than they used to be. Also, I really do love this music. Oh, there's the spike guy. Guess I'm still not showing that off. Oops. And I guess we're not keeping that. Actually, laser beams. Not going to be very useful, but they are there, so I guess they count for something. You can hardly tell that's a door. I actually completely overlooked that the first time and grabbed the Maxim tomato by mistake. And of course we show that Meta Knight's units do drown quite easily. Of course, they could also be DDDs, but I'm pretty sure they're part of Meta Knight's crew. Doesn't matter what kind of a slope you're on, the laser will always do the basic, simply going up kind of thing. And here we want to be very careful, not to... Yeah, we want to be very careful to not do that, but since it's already going off, I guess we can let it explode. And we should be able to scroll that fuse off. There we go. Okay, now what I want to do is actually shoot it properly. Come on. Okay. And then just float up and rush to your cannon. Not too hard to get. Most of the cannons aren't very. And as usual, most of the cannons are also pretty obvious buttons. Yeah, quick draw. Probably gonna ignore that quick draw until I actually need it. And even then, maybe just cut it out. We've seen the minigames. We don't need to see them again. Level 6 time! Orange Ocean is just completely and utterly split. I mean, the first half makes perfect sense. It's an ocean, you've got your boats and your watery things. And then suddenly, you're in the frozen tundra. I don't get it. I don't think I ever will. It kind of makes sense in the sense of the terrain. You're going to the North Pole, but otherwise, yeah. It just seems out of place, you know? It's not necessarily bad. The ice levels are actually some of my favorites. Except this one, in which case you can simply use the UFO to destroy everything, but it works. And there will be more UFOs, and their extreme speed at simply rushing into you kind of makes me risk the UFO that I have my own. Yeah, you basically, you got UFOs in this level. They're just a standard enemy at this point. They actually, there's so many of them and they're so fast, this actually makes it kind of difficult. I almost wish there was just the one instead of having to defeat so many of them. Is this the room I think it is? Yes, it is! Time for some mini-boss fights! With a UFO! Here's what I'm gonna do for you, Poppy Bros. I'm gonna charge up superstars and destroy the heck out of you. Goodbye. Oh hey, Meta Knight. Giving us some these. Which, as a UFO, makes us pretty much... Well, we're already a UFO, so we don't really need to worry about being damaged anyway, but I guess we can double it up and destroy everything. Can destroy that, like the one before. And then, of course, a fight. But, again, UFO, good luck, buddies. You guys have literally no chance of beating a UFO Kirby. In fact, I can kill you without turning around. Hey, cool, I actually can kill him without turning around. Not bad. There's the exit. And now, folks, for one of my favorite fights in the entire series. In fact, just about any fight with Meta Knight is my favorite in the series, but I am gonna get the quick draw game done real fast. Oh my gosh! That wasn't even reflexes, I think that was just timing. Wow. I can't believe I finally killed that. Okay then, right, time for a fight with Meta Knight now that my reflexes are all good to go. Since Meta Knight is a chivalrous old man, he will give us a sword, and we don't... Well, we do have to grab it, actually, but we can get rid of it just afterwards, which, this time, I'm not going to be doing. Let's go, Meta Knight. Time for a duel! Now, since Meta Knight is amazing, he can block some of your shots, by which I mean actually most of them. And his swordplay gets a little bit better in later games, but in this one, he's pretty impressive, I'd say. He knows how to use that sword better than you do, anyway. Kirby has, what, 2 attacks? He's got, like, 1,000,000? Mostly what you want to do for this fight is just wait for an opening and slash him when you can. Especially when he's in the air, he won't be able to deflect your shots. When he's on the ground, he has an easier tendency to. Stay mobile, stay as far away from him as possible, and realize that as you take damage, you won't lose your sword power-up, so you don't have to worry about getting that back. In fact, I don't know if you can get rid of a sword in the... No, you actually can. I just tried to press select and it didn't work. Come on. There's a good shot for him right there. And Meta Knight has been defeated, revealing that he actually looks quite a bit like Kirby. Yeah. Might, in fact, be the same species. Ooh, plot. That is actually never touched upon. Anyway, that's all for today, so until next time, this is Kevvl, signing off. I didn't get my chow in!